Welcome to the shooting show. This week, Chris Dalton shows us stalking, as it really is, with a couple of difficult days after red hinds. Plus we bring you all the latest news from the shooting world.
Okay, that's us on our way back from both Kinnaird and the Angus Glens. We've flying visit really over just about a day, 24 hours. Been out with clients quite a lot on Kinnaird, so just wanted to really have a look at the hind cull. So we're trying to just start on the hinds, but the weather conditions were absolutely atrocious. Really cold and very, very snowy, which made it challenging to say the least. You could hardly stand up, never mind stalk.
Bringing out the new Browning this morning, 6.5. It's a rifle I've had a couple of weeks now. Just set it all up on the range the other day, so we'll get out into the field and just see if we can find something. Okay, we've got a group of red hinds here, just coming into a safe backstop.
Managed to get a hind. I don't think you can see any of that on camera, unfortunately, because it was virtually pitch black and the hinds were in the top of the gully that we were using to access the open hills. So had we not shot one of those hinds, they would have run and gone through basically the bottom side of the hill and cleared it. So the object of the exercise was to shoot a deer, but the secondary objective was to get it on camera, so I'm not quite sure how much we achieved. But anyway, you can certainly see all the preamble and the stalk and all the rest of it, so hopefully that will come out okay on the clip.
Okay, nice big hind. Shots bang on the money. I'll just do an unload. He's obviously in good condition. First thing we do with the carcass, just to check over, make sure there's no obvious signs of any issue. Well, clearly this is a big hind, really, really good order, as they should be in this sort of environment. I mean, the shot's absolutely bang on the money, so she wasn't going anywhere. Nice bright eyes, clean around the mouth, the tongue. We've got a super animal here. Picked the right one. She's not feeding, so the calf's obviously possibly been shot already, but she's not got any milk in her, so we'll get her grollocked. Certainly a lovely cool day. The machine's only just down there, so it's not a difficult recovery. We might even continue, leave her here once we've grollocked her, and then maybe go see if we can find another one. Okay, that's the deer grollock. Now what I've done, we've done a full grollock on this, so basically we've taken everything out, just left the front legs on. That's just to ease it onto the bike, but basically that deer, the next time that moves, will go onto the back of the Outlander, which I can drive right to here, and then take it back down into the larder. If we were going to have to drag this deer, then we would have done the field grallop, which is basically just knotting the esophagus, knotting off and tying the arse, and basically small body incision, intestines, stomach out, with the food pipe pulled through and the anus just pulled through with a knot to stop any contamination coming this way. And the food pipe has gone through here, knotted at this end, basically the head end, to make sure there's no contamination coming back that way. So basically we're just drawing out the digestional tract, if you like, with the intestines. Very small cut, or as small as possible, to get the stomach out. Quite a big stomach on a red. And then we could drag nice and clean, pick a clean route down to the tree line there, which is where we can get a vehicle to. But as I said, because we can bring the machine right to here, we can literally lift this deer onto the clean tray, and the next time that moves is back in the larder. We would certainly have been faced with quite a long drag with the hind, and she was a big beast, so that would have been quite challenging. But fortunately, I keep a machine up there, an Outlander, which is a 6-wheel bike, basically, an awesome bit of kit for the estate, and it certainly cuts a lot of the work out of the recovery. And it also allows you to do a full gralloch rather than a partial gralloch on the hill, and you'll see me kind of explain what that's all about, the difference between the two. Generally speaking, on the hill, if you're going to drag, you're going to have to do a hill gralloch, which is a partial gralloch really, keeping all the body incisions to a minimum, stop contamination of the carcass as you drag. But if you're able to get a machine with a clean sort of transport method right to the deer, which we can there, you can do a full gralloch. We did continue after that because the temperature was about sort of 1 degree, -1, -2, so the carcass was left cooling, and we did want to go further out onto the hill to try and shoot another couple of hinds, but the weather just blew in on us, and it really just got incredibly difficult to do anything. So we kind of sacked that and called it a draw, and came back and recovered the first hind back down into the larder. I think sometimes when you see the footage on the shooting show, where they invariably ends up with a dead deer of some variety on the clip, you kind of get the impression that for us we just go out there and we shoot a deer on every occasion, and trust me, that is not the case. These are wild deer, and as this particular sort of 3 or 4 filming sessions will show, we've actually managed to shoot 2 deer over 4 sessions. Could have shot more actually, because bear in mind when you're trying to get a shot on camera, you're not always taking the shot that you can. You're actually trying to get the thing set up so that you can actually film it. So we do decline at some shots, but stalking's not about getting a dead deer at the end of every outing. Stalking's about deer management, which is what we're involved in. We're actually shooting deer for a predetermined cull plan, selective animals, and probably, as I've explained, there are a number of outings where we're not successful, and as you can see from the footage here, certainly an evening session and a morning session, over 4 outings we were unsuccessful. The only other thing that's been quite difficult for me this time is that unfortunately Oscar is not with me. Yesterday he kind of passed, so it's been a difficult couple of days stalking. Okay. I personally would get absolutely no satisfaction or pleasure if we were going out every day and just walking around a corner and kind of whacking a deer. It doesn't work like that, and hopefully that's not the impression that we're actually creating in what we're actually filming. I'm trying to show you how it really is and why we're actually out there doing what we're doing.
Success tinged with a little bit of sadness there as Oscar goes to Valhalla. And now it's the Shooting Show News.
This is the Shooting Show News. Game meat is more popular than ever in the UK. According to the latest figures, sales of game meat reached £114 million last year. That's an increase of 8.6%. It's the 4th year in a row that game meat consumption has increased. Annette Woolcock from the Taste of Game campaign said there was potential for sales of game meat to grow even further, but she cautioned that every shoot needs to take it upon themselves to ensure the sustainability of the meat they provide. The game seasons will end this week, and shooting organisations are using it as a chance to reminisce on another 5 months of shooting memories. The Countryside Alliance wants you to share your game season highlight on social media on the 31st of January, in a bid to fill the media with positive stories about shooting. Game shooting contributes to the management of 500,000 hectares of woodland in the UK and contributes conservation work equivalent to nearly 8,000 full-time jobs. The woodcock and wildfowl seasons end on Wednesday, with pheasant and partridge finishing on Thursday. The GWCT wants you to count partridges on your ground this spring. Aimed at encouraging the growth of grey partridge populations, the annual count can take place on any land, whether it's a small field or a huge estate. If you join the scheme, you'll get detailed information on the best way to count and guidance based on your count results. For more information, head to gwct.co.uk/partridge. And finally, don't forget to take advantage of the January sales before the month is out. Some of the best shooting magazines on the market are offering a cut price deal. Right now you can subscribe to Sporting Rifle or Clay Shooting for just £10 for a quarterly deal. Airgun Shooter is even cheaper, setting you back just £8.25. To check out all the deals and look inside each magazine, head to the web address on screen now. That was the Shooting Show News.
Well, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. Please like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And if you're not a member of BASC, it's time to join now. BASC, looking after your sport, looking after you. This has been The Shooting Show.